Good morning to all the participants. I hope I'm audible and visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Once again, a warm good morning to all of you. So, a day can't be fulfilled unless you feed your intellect with useful informations on all the sides. With this quote, I would like to start this day. Once again, I welcome all the participants, students, participants, as well as faculties from the Department of Psychology, as well as our own department, for this webinar on mind and nature, an innovative ecosystem from service perspective. I request Ms. Deepika, Assistant Professor from Department of Psychology, to deliver a formal note of welcome for our speaker of today. Ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Good morning, all. Welcome to today's webinar on nature and mental health, an innovative ecosystem service perspective. It's so wonderful to have you all in this session. I consider it as a great honor to welcome Professor Dr. K. Sivakumar Kannappan, kinesics, psychologist, and HR consultant, founder and director of Manasuka Consultancy in Trichy. And he is the visiting faculty in Bhatidasan School of Management and Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology. He is the district advisor in Hindustan Scouts and Guides, and he is the faculty trainer in EDII and MSME. Also, he is the former professor and head of management studies in Oxford Engineering College, Trichy, and former director in Christ University, Tanjavur. He is having 20 years of academic experience, 20 years of counseling experience, 20 years of research knowledge, 20 years of training experience, and he has trained 10,000 persons and 500 new entrepreneurs to start their business. Also, he has conducted 500 training programs and he monitored 100 entrepreneurs and he mentored 150 clients. Also, he supported 50 students for their brightful future, and he has planted 500 samplings to save our environment. It's my immense pleasure to have you with us, sir. Thank you for taking time and being here today. On behalf of our college, I, Deepika from Psychology Department, I extend a very sincere and special welcome to all the participants. I wish this webinar to be successful. Thank you again to everyone for being here today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for welcoming the gathering. Now I request Dr. Sivakumar sir to deliver the lecture. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I'm audible? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Professor Deepika, who has given a wonderful introduction about me in a crisp manner. I'd like to thank her for a nice, wonderful introduction. And a profound gratitude to the management of Ratnam Group of Institutions, who has given me this opportunity. I'd like to thank the principal of Ratnam Arts and Science College, the head of the Department of Microbiology and Psychology, Mr. Dr. Sajit Kumar and Dr. Srinivasan, where Srinivasan got in touch with me to deliver this lecture for the day. And we had certain discussion about what type of topic that would be the right to deliver on this particular day. And it was something connecting both nature and psychology. That's what I could understand from the perspective, the ecosystem perspective. And looking into this topic is a very unique topic where the nature as well as the behavior or the psychology perspective of an individual is much important. And that's what they have understood, and both the faculty members from microbiology and psychology have thought that this could be the right topic to deliver to the students as well as the faculty members to come out of certain inhibitions or some sort of when they feel stress or depression, anxiety, all sort of problems that we are facing in day-to-day life. And one thing that we are starting to move forward inward than looking outward. And this both inward and outward of looking oneself has become more important, but we are being confined to looking inner self, and we forget what is nature is all about. And we are not spending much of our time in nature. Nature is a wonderful thing that soothes everything. It can be of physical, it can be of psychological, it can be of environmental, it can be of behavior, any sort of thing, any matter of its kind. Nature does its work where it soothes the entire perspective of an individual. The entire nature is to support an individual. And the question here is whether we are supporting nature. That's the biggest question that we have today, because we are being mostly confined to technology. We are more confined to indoor, more confined to career. But only few people who understand that nature is something, a gift for humankind. And that's what is a rare topic that I say that where a microbiology department of science based with the behavioral sciences have come together to talk about how this can travel together. And before getting into this topic, I like to have to take up some questions or some sort of understanding from you people. What really that you have understood from the topic nature and mental well-being, the ecosystem services perspective. That's what that could be the topic. But let us confine to our understanding mental and nature well-being. What comes to your mind when you talk about these two concepts? Let us take the session and little more interactive. That's what I said, that we have to interact with each other, so it gives more understanding at the end of the session. So you can unmute your mic and you can just tell your perspective on this particular topic. I hope that students as well as faculty members are there in the live. Let it be more interactive. I can have one or two calls from you so that it helps me to ponder around what really you have understood about this particular topic. I'm audible? Are you able to get my point? If there's any problem with audio, please let me know. Hello?
Yes, sir. It's audible,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I can have some questions from you people. Yeah, please. So today we have to get connected with people wherever we are, in spite of all odds that is around us. Still we are getting connected, and we are connected virtually by technology, but we are not getting connected by mind, connected with our human nature. That's one thing that we are missing in virtual lectures or classrooms or any sort of training that we are taking up. We are not getting connected with human minds. So it's an example. When I ask somebody to interact with me, people keep silent. That means you're not getting connected with human minds. Please, one or two. So language is not a constraint. You can talk with the local vernacular language also. It's not be an issue. Please. So I thought of taking you into a zone or making you to enter into a stress-free zone. I want you people to keep yourself relaxed, relax your mind, relax your body, breathe free enough that we are all together to learn certain things that would make us more comfortable. So please do open up your eyes, please do open up your ears, and you will start responding. So it's a free zone where it helps you to be stress free. Whatever the work that you have around, please do keep away, and please do just travel along with me. So at the end of the session, you find certain change in you that really helps you to come out of a lot of all things that we are facing, and how this nature is a gift for humankind. It gives things what we manifest. Manifestation is something that you keep on chanting in your mind what really you want from this universe. Universe is also of nature. So the thought process that you have will help you to get what you need. It is something that you have to believe. So what you believe and what you manifestate, you get it back. It is something that you have to keep on focusing on what really you want to get. So it is not a new concept that I'm talking today. It is something that we have to live. I'm just here to touch on the path where certain things that we have left in our life, which was part and parcel of life in earlier or decades ago. Today, the connectivity with the nature, with the mind, that we forget. Even at home, we don't connect with minds. In society, we don't connect with minds. Even in the environment that we live, we don't get connected. The problem that we are facing is we are disconnected by minds, by hearts. That's what I said, the brain and the heart has to be connected together. You have to travel with the heart and brain together, because heart and brain is the major functions of a humankind to live happily. Happy comes from how you keep your heart and the brain together. We have windows to keep this heart and brain together happily. What are the windows? Can I have the windows of our body? What are the windows of our body? You have your eye, you have your ear. You can add on other things. You have your mouth, you have your nostrils, and you have a feel of touch. These are the 5 windows which helps you to keep your heart and brain together. So it is something you have to think positive. You have to believe that you are living this life to be happy. And this particular individual, when they become happy, they keep the environment happy, the society happy, the people around them to be happy. So when you start to be happy by seeing good things, by talking good things, taking things as it comes, feeling the environment with the travel, feel of the cool wind, the food, the nature food that you get, the taste, the smell, the aroma around you when you travel in the nature, when you go into a forest or you go into adventure or you are to garden, you can see an aroma that is around you with the fragrance of flowers, the beautiful scenery of the sun, the moon, the star, the garden, the greenery, the flowers, the fruits, the vegetables. These are the windows that makes you to take a lot of inputs from outside to your inner. And how do you look forward this inner perspective? All this experience that you start to gather from external to internal, it becomes your thought process. Today we talk about the behavior or personality of individual. This behavior and personality depends on your thought. This thought is developed by the 5 windows that you are using it consciously or unconsciously. This thought process keeps on working. Averagely, they say around per day we have around 55,000 to 60,000 thoughts that comes to our mind. But how much of the thought that we are able to reproduce or put into action, it is very, very, very less. It depends on person to person. So when you talk about behavior or personality, it depends on the habit that we have. The habits have been developed by the attitude. The attitude is developed by the experience that you have. The experience that you get is from action, and the action is based on your thought. It is a reverse process. Whenever you start thinking or start to identify what went wrong or what went right, you can have a reverse process, reverse osmosis process, thinking from why this really happened. Why my personality is so? Why I'm not getting connected with people? Why I'm feeling stressed? Why I'm depressed? Why I'm feeling anxiety? Why I'm anger? Why I'm not able to be as good as I can? Why I'm not being happy? Think back. Think about what is your habit? What went wrong in your habits? And think about whatever attitude, whether you have developed a positive or a negative attitude based on the experience that you got. Please do look back of each and every event that occurs in your life. And it ends with the thought that will be processed in your mind through these 5 windows. When a thought has been developed good, automatically when you look forward from thought to action, action to experience, experience to attitude, attitude to your habits, habit to your behavior, that becomes your personality. So it is a corrective method to go reverse and look forward so that you can correct your process of thought and you can keep your heart and brain happy. Life is to live happy. That one concept of happiness is nature. So what are the things that contribute to this heart and brain to be happy? It can be physiological, it can be biological, it can be environment, all to put together, and it can be of society also to make your heart and brain happy. Are we doing it? Are we concerned about it? Today, during this pandemic, people are all thinking about oxygen. Oxygen is very important for human to live. And today we are running back of oxygen. What went wrong? Because we are not bothered about the environment. We are not bothered about the nature. And today we are running behind oxygen. And we are not in a conducive environment. And you could see that what happened in Chennai a few years ago when a flood hit Chennai. When now people started to grow plantations, and they started to grow trees in there, here and there. Today there are a lot of awareness on the environment, and a few days back we started to celebrate Environmental Day, posting on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. But what really that we have done for this society? What really we have done for this environment? Whether this ecosystem, whether we have balanced this ecosystem by taking nature also a part and parcel of our life. That is more important. Today, celebrations has to happen with participation, with involvement and action. That is more important. So living close to nature is wonderful for your mental health. How we can be very close to nature? So today we talk about knowledge walk. Knowledge walk is something that you share your experience, learning with friends and colleagues. But nature walk is something that you talk with the nature. You enjoy the nature. When you go for a walk, when you go for a ride, when you go for adventure, or in your garden, at least how much of minutes or hours that you spend in your garden, at least a small garden or terrace garden or a small garden at your place. Even today you can see at flats which is being promoted, but they don't have garden. They do have swimming pool, but they don't have a small garden. They have park, but not with greenery. This greenery environment is so important that it soothes your brain. Such a nature is so gifted to keep ourselves calm. For example, in hospitals today, you can see all the screens are in green. Why do they use green instead of using other colors? Green is something that soothes your mind, keeps you happy, it gives you peace. If the color is going to have such an impact, think about the nature. When you are with the nature, what type of impact it might have on individuals. Today, the mental health, or otherwise called psychological well-being, is more important for each and every individual because we are facing a lot of challenges in our life, which is unpredictable. 2 years back, we had a different scenario, and today we have a different scenario, and we say this is the new normal. And I could get a lot of calls for counseling people during when they get affected with particular disease and post-corona effect, and people how they get disturbed. And counseling is something that people, when they're not talking about themselves, self-talk, it's something when they don't know about themselves, they depend on others. It is more important that you talk about yourself much, knowing about yourself much. How to get connected. This connectivity with the nature is something that we forget. So it is a wonderful thing that you can balance your heart, balance your brain, balance your living when you get connected with nature. So this nature gives a lot of benefits for psychological well-being, physical well-being, biological well-being, environmental well-being, and social well-being. So when I move to the next slide, you can understand how beneficial this nature is helping an individual as an individual, as at a career, at a corporate level, or at an institution level, or at a family level, or at a society level, whatever, wherever you are, how far it is contributing and helping you to grow good. So where do we get connected? How we should get connected? The connection here we are talking about four perspectives. As I told earlier, we are here to get connected with the four perspectives. One perspective is physical well-being. So physical well-being talks about your day and day out exercises.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, okay, sir.
The slides are not changing.
Right, sir. Now you're able to see, sir?
Yes, sir.
Whenever there is any snag, please let me know.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
The human nature connection, the connection between the physical, because we are not much concerned about our physical well-being. We don't do much exercise because, for example, the whole day this physical body is helping out in and out to do a lot of work. But how much concern that we give our physical well-being? Are we doing exercises? Are we drinking good water? Are we keeping ourselves from stress-free situations? Are we doing some respiratory exercises, being in the nature, doing a lot breathing exercises? Are we seeing the nature with greenery which helps you to build up good eyesight? When you do a lot of breathing exercise, your cardiac helps you to be good. You never get a heart attack. When you see greenery, being with the greenery, relation with the greenery, your eyesight improves. When you breathe a lot, your respiratory functions, your lungs improves. So automatically you are not prone to hypertension, you're not prone to anger, you're not prone to depression, because your physical is well built. Your nervous system, your blood streams, all is good because you start to work on. Are we doing it? That's one question that I'd like to keep before you. If you're doing it, it's well and good. And second, we're talking about psychological well-being. When we talk about psychology, it is something more about your emotions. Many of the time, whether we react or we respond, most of the time when you look into and you judge yourself, we are reacting to situations. It is more important to respond. When you try to respond, what is the difference between respond and reaction? Reaction is something that you immediately react to a situation without understanding the pros and cons. Response is understanding ourselves and others' point of view, and you try to respond. So you can even respond to the nature. So nature is giving a lot of things for people to live. But what is that you are given back to the nature? So this psychological well-being talks about your emotional well-being, emotional equilibrium, and the emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. And that's what today we talk about, emotional stability. It is more important that you should keep your emotions to a level it does not go up or down. And psychological well-being will help you to focus on making good decisions. This psychological well-being, when you have psychological well-being, you can have positive thinking, and you can have resilience, and you have good mood uplifting. What should you do to keep your mind free from stress? So you can meditate, you can go for a walk, you can concentrate on your breathing, you can listen to light musics, you can be in the nature air, you can talk with positive people. So these are the certain things that you can keep yourself well psychologically. When you talk about spiritual well-being, the third perspective, the spiritual well-being, it is something that you respect yourself and respect others. You show gratitude for whatever you are. Today you are there and you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, and you have your dinner. Be gratitude for the food that has been served for you. Be gratitude for your body that has helped you a lot. And be gratitude for people who have helped you. Be gratitude for the nature that has given you a lot of things like oxygen, fruits, vegetables, to be in this environment. So how many do you have seen the moon, stars, sun, which is day and day out? How many do you have lifted your head and seen above how wonderful the sky is, the stars, the moon is? We don't. So this spiritual is something that showing gratitude for yourself as well as to others and to the nature. And social well-being talks about how do you get connected with people, how do you communicate with people, how do you build bonding with people, how do you get attachment with people, how do you feel when a person is in depressed or deprived situation, how do you consider them, the pain as yours, how do you handle your conflicts? How do you handle your anger when it comes between people? The social well-being is, we are called as social animals. We cannot be alone. We have to be with people. Try not to judge people by the outer look. Don't judge a book by its outer cover. So it is something that we have to understand ourselves and reproduce or reflect on our well-being towards the well-being of others also. So these are the four perspectives that I like to get connected with you all, thinking about human connection with nature. It is not a rocket science that I'm talking about. It's something that everything is within us. It is something that we can understand. It is something that we are aware of it, but we forget to give respect for all these four perspectives. Today we have a lot of conflicts. We have a lot of difference of opinion. We get anger, but what is the reason? Identify the reason. Is it required? In what way it is going to have an impact on our body? Physical, psychological, spiritual, social well-being. When a certain action gives you a positive note, then it's okay. Whenever it is going to have an impact of negative, please just have a check. Are you able to see the slide now? I've changed my slide. Are you able to see
Yes,
the
sir.
slide? Yes, thank you. So there was a research which was done, and it was found that persons living in the natural surrounding have a richness experience of human life. A person who does not have an experience with the nature, their thinking process is very narrowed down, and they don't have much richness of human experiences. So even just sitting for a few minutes outside in the evening, enjoying the breeze, enjoying the stars, going for a walk into a greenery part or the park. And there was a research found that there is a difference between the person with the nature and the person who are inside, indoor. So we people have to have more connection with the nature so that our richness of human thinking will develop, human experiences develop. We have a different world to see, and our thinking broadens. Then they are very narrow. We have a broader sense of decision making, broader sense of seeing things. So such a nature is so beneficial for an individual in all perspective of life when you are with nature. Always see to that your windows are kept open. When you open up the windows, see to that there are some greenery things could be seen. Something that we have to create an ambience around us, something is green around us always. This improves our productivity. It improves our immune system. Even the immune system that we are talking about today, because of nature. When you are with the nature, your immune system automatically develops. So next slide talks about how nature and mental health are connected. Are you able to see my slide here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So as I said earlier, nature improves your health. The persons who are with nature, they have good health. They don't have any chronic. Chronic is something prolonged stress that you cannot find persons with obesity when they are with nature. Their concentration improves. So linking with the nature, it is not just to spend time, it is something that the chemical reaction that is happening within your body will keep you agile. You can see a difference. So it is something that you can take your colleagues, you can take your family to a place where there is greenery with the environment so that you can feel a healthier environment. People say that when you have a greenery environment, you take proper decisions. Your mind is kept calm, peace, where your immune system develops. So nature improves your health. So even a small butterfly or you can see many things at a garden. It can be a sparrow, it can be a bird, it can be a small ant. The small things that you start to observe and enjoy, it improves your health. And moving to the second point, when an employee is working in an environment of nature, it makes the employee to be happier. Even the students today, you can see a lot of kindergartens coming with nature environment to be nature where people, where the kids try to improve the immune system. People, the kids improve their concentration power, and the productivity also improves. And even in organization, a research says that attrition rate or the employees getting absent from the work get reduced when people are working in a green environment because they don't feel stress. Today, you can see Infosys or Wipro at Bangalore and even in Sampa, they're keeping the campus green. Even if you go to Silicon Valley today, the mortar brick has gone out. It is not their custom of working. They can sit and work in any part of the organization, even in a garden. It has been structured. Infrastructure is made in a way that they can be in a nature and start to work. They have found that the productivity improves, the mental health improves, they are able to connect with people. So it is very important that the psychological improvement can happen through with the nature. And even small, suppose you're not able to have a green environment, at least you can try to bring in artificial things inside the home or into office space. And that's what today we talk about green offices, greenhouse. So we try to bring in greenhouse within the place where you are. So we can have indoor plants at home and indoor office plants so that whenever they see that your eye, through eye, they see the plant, so automatically your brain stabilizes and your stress level comes down and productivity improves. So try to create green offices. So this Department of Microbiology and Psychology department can think about bringing a lot of changes inside the campus, bringing innovation changes inside the campus of ecosystem. Let people understand how things changes. We always see into computers, we see into the four walls, we are into AC room, and we don't get connected with people, we don't have a green environment. So even a discussion room should be having a lot of windows, and through the windows they could see green plants around. So at least this type of ideas can be given for institutions and organizations so that the mental health of each and every employee is developed and automatically the productivity develops and the stress level comes down and people get connected. And going for a small walk or a jogging, morning or evening, it keeps people agile. Even at the lunchtime, you can have a small walk around your campus. So going to a nature makes you more comfortable, and when you start to understand, start to enjoy the nature, and it continues and becomes a habit. And These green exercises, in spite of going for a gym, in spite of doing workouts inside a home, you can start doing it outside of home. It can be a physical work in the garden, or you can do exercise in the open air, which makes your mind to be more broadened. This is called ecotherapy. Today we have ecotherapy. Today you can see yoga that is happening. It is most of the yoga centers are not functioning inside the hall. They started to do. They started to teach them the therapy in the outside world. So NHS is something that is functioning in US, UK, National Health Services. Money they invest on National Health Services money on people. It can be reduced. They can save money. So green exercises benefits health and well-being of an individual. So we can do gardening, small gardening, prunings at homes, which will really help the mind. And even neighbors. So wherever you are, see to that you are in a green environment. So try to educate, try to bring in awareness with your neighbors, try to bring in awareness with children, and see that you plant some trees around you, some small plants around you. And you can see at the end of the day, you can see lot guests coming from outside, like a lot of birds might come into your garden, where you can also enjoy, and they also have a space to live. And these are the things, that environment that you can start creating. The ecosystem is not a big deal. The ecosystem is something that we can create. Anything can be created today. It is something that we have to connect ourselves to all the creation that we start to do. So what happens when we understand nature? So it increases our physical activity. We are more active. We are more productive. We have more energy. We are more healthier. And we don't have stress. Stress level goes down. And we have a lot of the recreation. We do have enjoy of life. I said earlier, life is to be happy. So when all this improves, automatically you will be happy. There is no obesity. So there is no risk of any physical ailment. So your healthcare spending on healthcare reduces. So you can take care of yourself. So when you take care of your nature, what happens? Air is purified. When you have more trees around you, air is purified. You breathe in and breathe out. So your system is purified. Water is purified. And erosion. What happened in Chennai a few years back? Because they don't have trees around. It has flooded away. It has taken many of our economy during that time. There was a huge loss. When you have erosion control, after tsunami, people started to think about planting trees around. Mangrove forest has been developed. And we are talking about climate changes today. Today, the temperatures are increasing. So when you have a greenery environment, the temperature is under control. And not the least, oxygen generation. We get more oxygen. So in our entire universe, we have only 20% of the oxygen. When compared to all other things, only 20% of the oxygen that we have. And this can be multiplied by bringing in a nature environment by planting more trees. And better mental well-being. How it can, we can take certain tips. So move around. The classroom system today, we are talking about people, the faculty and the students inside a classroom. The family always spending time inside home or somewhere in the resort. Try to make a move outside, be in nature. Try to discover, just see to the sun, star, moons, plants, and just talk with the nature. Make your time. Be grateful to the nature that is given you. And even you can relax outside your home, and you can relax yourself whenever something has happened, forgive it. And don't ever worry about what has happened. You should have a good sleep for 7 to 8 hours a day. When you go for bed, don't ever think what has really happened. Even your bedroom can be of greenery, and you have artificial things that stars they can stick it out, and whenever you see it, you have a relaxed. That's what we give a treatment. We don't give much treatment or medicine. We change the environment. Whenever people are psychologically affected, we try to change the environment. That is, we try to bring that nature as is possible. That's what normally, whenever we see a doctor with a psychiatric or a psychologist, we say that take them to a new place. Normally, we say take them to a hill station because hill station is full of greenery. And next, we talk about connection. That you have to get connected with your friends, connected with your family, connected with your colleagues. So, relationship is more important. How to respect others, get connected with the nature. So, get connected with the volunteer works in your society. Create volunteer groups. This is all very important. Don't be idle. Don't be isolated. We have to be part and parcel in the society. And nourish. What is nourish? Is something that intake of our food. We have to take a balanced diet. So it is all when all these things are there, your mental is built strong. All this around, you get it from the nature. When you move, you see the nature. When you discover something in nature, relax is from nature. When you connect with people, connect with nature, it is nature. All the nourishment that you have today, it's from nature. When you take a balanced food, don't go in for junk foods. When you take your nature foods, your immune system develops, your body is well built, obesity can be avoided, and your bloodstream goes well, your heart has been protected, your kidney has been protected. So only the intake that what you take nature, that is more important. So halt for a moment and see. When you're hungry, please eat. When you're anger, please write it. When you're lonely, please call someone. When you're tired, please have a nap. When we follow all this, halt. We need a pause for everything in our life. Don't ever react, respond. As I said earlier, don't ever react. Be responsive and be responsible. When you feel hunger, your body says that it needs something. Feed it. When the body is tired, go for a nap. It says that I am overworked. So it's a signal to you. When your mind says that you're lonely, just give a call to your friends, have a talk. When you anger on someone, please don't show it. Please write it on paper. Within moments, it goes off. So this is the ecosystem that we should plan. So these are the chemicals that are there, major chemicals that are there in the body, which are related to your physical as well as your psychological. So dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin. So when this chemical reduces in your body, you have your psychological problems. Who's the reason for it? We are the reason. So we have dopamine tablets which is being prescribed by psychiatrists to improve your care, improve your immune system, or improve your chemical reaction in the body. So if at all, if you want to be very safe, not to get into any problem in your physical or psychological, one thing that you can start doing is when you want to be keep your dopamine very active. So whenever you have a task, complete the task. So don't ever postpone. A work is given today, try to complete. That is called time management. When you walk, you should walk. When you want to eat, you have to eat. When you want to read, you have to read. When you have to get connected with people, you have to get connected with people. When you have to travel, you have to travel. When you have to go for a leave, you have to go for a leave. So complete your task, time management. And self-care activities, doing a lot of exercises and eating foods on the right time. And whatever the win, the small success, or small things, try to celebrate it. Try to make as a win. Give a pat on your heart, or pat on yourself, and really appreciate what you've done. Self-appreciation is more important. And moving to the second one, oxytocin. It is very important. It's a love hormone. So love hormone is something whenever you like to keep yourself happy, you have to play with somebody. You have to keep, that is a pleasure principle. It's a pleasure principle. So you can have a pet dog or pet animals at your home. You can play with the baby, and you can hold your hands of your friend, hugging your family, giving compliments on each other. So this love hormone improves in your body. And serotonin is something that mood stabilizer. You have to keep yourself calm for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sit in a place, just relax, just close your eyes, just relax for 10 to 15 minutes. It is not meditate. Run for a while or walk for a while. Then you can sit and get exposed to 10 to 15 minutes a day. So you get all sort of vitamins, and walk in the nature. If you are good in swimming, you go for swimming, you go for cycling. This is a mood stabilizer, change in moods. Normally, when people come to me, they say that I have a mood swing. One time I'm looking good, one time I'm looking bad, and I'm not able to be stabilized. I'm not able to be the same ever. So this is called mood swing. When you want your mood to be at a level and you can understand yourself, it's more important that you start to self meditate. And endorphin is something that we talk about, a killer, painkiller. Something pricks your brain, something pricks your body. That's what we have currently called laughter therapy today. So, how many do smile at each other today? How many do sit at a place, enjoy and laugh in situations? You can keep smiling. Even when you see people, we forget to smile today. We are going for classes how to get smile, how to get laughter. And you can use essential oils, natural oils in your body. Weekly once oil bath. You can look into a lot of comedy things that is happening, and you can even have chocolates, dark chocolates, which develops your immune system, and doing a lot of exercises. So these are the four things, the chemical reaction that happens in the body, and this has to be kept at a level without any damage to these chemicals. Wherever you get anger, whenever you get stress, this chemical reaction changes, and that's what you get depression. It is because of the changes of chemicals inside the body. If you want to keep yourself happy, please do hack all these four things. Keep a control in your hand, that you can have control in a physical as well as psychological. So thank you for your patient listening on this particular aspects on mental and nature well-being, the ecosystem services perspective. So if at all, if you have any questions or clarification or any suggestion, I'll take a few questions so that I'll be in pleasure to answer you. If at all, all questions does not have an answer also, uh, you can ask some questions if possible. Thank you. Please. Can I have a response from you people? You can also talk about anything on your chat box so that I can be able to answer, or any experience that you have.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative session, sir. Participants, kindly discuss with our guest. If you have any doubts, kindly clarify with our guest.
Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm
Yes, sir.
Frederick. I have one question.
Yes, sir, please.
Um, and I have had series of hatred for people for quite a time because of something bad they did to me. Anytime I want to forget about it, but when I think about the cost that it has incurred upon me, anytime I think about them, I don't know how to forget about the pain, and I always feel hatred even when I don't want to be. What should I do?
Okay. So your hatred always, you have some bad experience in your past?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, have you tried to come out of that situation?
Yeah, I have. So, because of I don't want to feel hatred for those people, I left home, and
Okay.
I lived with my other relatives for about 3 years. But
Okay.
anytime I think about going back, I feel so much hate for those people,
Okay.
and I don't want to go.
Okay. Have you thought about the forgiveness?
Yeah, and I don't feel like doing anything wrong to them, but
Okay.
the only thing is I don't want to feel this hatred for them, even though I I feel that what they have done has taught me a lesson in life, but I still feel that wasn't appropriate for them to do.
Okay. I have only two things to ponder here. One thing is that something negative done by a person towards you that might have created an hurtedness to others. This hatredness comes because somebody has done negative to you that has created such a thought in you to stop talking with them, not building a relationship. And second one is something a situation might have made them to do so. They might have not done it purposely. Have you thought about it? Which could be the first one or the second one?
Mm.
If it is purposeful, then it is something that we can be away from such persons. If something has happened due to the situation, without unknowingly, we can take some action and we can correct it. It is in spite of losing people, we can gain people. We can forgive. For this, you have to sit for 10 to 15 minutes, think about the situation first, right? Make a visualization of really what really happened, the scenario in your mind, keep it there, and slowly look from outside. Don't be part of the problem. Be outside of the problem. Just see the situation, whether it's really a purposeful doing or something which has happened because of the situation. When it is purposely done and still it continues, you can be away from such toxic people. When certain things are because of the situation, you can forgive and you can push forward to build up relationship.
Okay, sir.
Have I answered your query?
Yes, please.
It is something that you have to come out of your problem. That's more important. It is called self-analysis. You have to understand first yourself. Whatever we cannot always say something is happening outside is bad. Sometimes whatever we might have thought might be right or wrong. First take yourself and see that whether the thing that you have taken is right or wrong. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
From the first, thank you very much to this wonderful day.
Thank you.
We wish like this something happen in next time. I have two questions.
Please.
First question is, sir, how does the nature affect the mental health? This is the first question. And second question,
Please, can you repeat the first question?
how does nature affect the mental health?
Okay.
And second question, sir, we are now living in the time of the climate changing every day, every time. and causing global warming. And after that, this is causing harmful of the ecosystem, and most more of them is causing destroying of the ozone layer, and cause that's cause ozone hole. And we know if the ozone hole is continue by this way, there make more number of harmful from the harmful light for the ecosystem and human. The question is, what will happen for the future generation if the environmental change is continued by this way?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank
question. Thank you. First question, to my understanding, it is talking about in what way the nature can be a contributing factor for mental well-being or psychological well-being. You can take decades ago where we are people of social animals. We have been with nature, and you can see how people were happy. And today you can see, because of technological development and economy, because people are running back of economy to develop their self lifestyle, they don't mind about making themselves happy first. They are behind lifestyles. They want to make money. They don't care about the physical well-being. They don't care about the psychological well-being. They don't care about social well-being. They don't care about the environmental well-being. When they lose all this four, automatically one point of time. So suppose you take it is a machine. Our body is like a machine. If it is overloaded, if you're not going to give concern for your body, and one point of time, it will not cope up with what you like to do. So this nature is something, a gift for each and every individual today. Suppose you be in the sun for 10 to 15 minutes, you get all sort of vitamins D. When you see greenery, your mental peace is there. When you go for a walk, you have a good breathing. So you're psychologically you're well built, where your bloodstream flows good. So this nature has an impact. So whenever you feel depressed or stressed, go sit in a nature and see, or go for a walk. When you come back and see, your stress level has calmed down. So instead of fighting with people in the room, you just move out of the room, go into the nature, do and make a walk and come back and see what a wonderful thing that happens without unknowingly. So nature is not something only confined to greenery. Nature is confined to all the things that is in the universe. So we have to respect the universe. Whatever the universe is given, try to respect, try to relation, try to be happy with all the things that is around you. Even the food on your plate today is a gift for you. It is from nature. How much respect that you start to give. That is consciously. See, we do everything unconsciously. When people started to do things consciously, which is around us, their mental health will develop. Try to be conscious, or most of the time, the things that you do. Definitely, you can see well-being in your mental health. That's one thing that I can tell you. The person who have a good time workout from morning till evening, planned way, definitely that particular person will develop. Being in the nature will bring in something within you, make you agile. So we forget to do exercises. We forget to. So one thing I like to put a question here: to keep our physical outer to be clean, we do bath. We do bathe every day. But whether we try to do psychological cleansing, whether we do clean unwanted garbages, that the thoughts that we take in each and every day, are we taking out unwanted things from our brain? No. As we wash our body, we have to wash unwanted things from our brain. That is called psychological cleansing. This psychological cleansing can be done by nature walk, doing meditation, listening to music, talking with good persons, involved in certain hobbies like gardening, painting, or music, any of this kind. How do you keep yourself engaged? That's more important. Second question to be answered: because of the ecosystem imbalances that we see today. So we can see climate changes which is happening, where even the nature is not supporting people. Today, oxygen is being sold, and it was been already told that we will be carrying oxygen on our back for our life. If you don't want such a situation to happen for us, it is responsibility of each and every individual to cautiously support the nature, praise the nature, do something for the nature. So nature gives when what you require, when you do things what the nature needs. At least protect the nature. So today you can see motorbikes, you can see cars, you can see industry. We are seeing industrialization, we are seeing urbanization. But when you say that rural people, their longevity of life is very high. How is it possible? When you have all the facilities are urban, but still people at the rural people have a long life, they are happy. How it's possible? Because they do have a nature way of living. They take nature food. They get connected with people. But we people are very much confined only to our technology. We are confined to use technology for our purposes. Unwantedly, see so much of industry which is creating pollution. You can talk about air pollution, water pollution. Who's going to safeguard? It is the individual responsibility to start at home. Even we don't even grow a small plant at our home. Today you can see everything is cemented. So let us bring a culture. At least we can bring, you are in the institution today, we can collaborate with the departments and see that you can bring a model ecosystem inside the institution, and this can be followed by other institutions. So we need models today. We need models. We need some sort of prototypes to be followed. So it can be started in an institution or a department in a small way and taken to other institutions as an example. Hope I have answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, sir. Now I would like to invite Ms. Grishma, Assistant Professor in the Department of Microbiology, to deliver a vote of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So good morning, all. And it's my privilege to have this opportunity to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. And on behalf of Department of Psychology and Department of Microbiology, I thank our today's chief guest, Professor Dr. K. Sivakumar, psychologist and HR consultant, founder and director of Manasuka Consultancy, Trichy. Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts with us on nature and mental health. And now I understand why my mother used to bring a green color substance whenever I got hurt. And thank you, sir, for making us aware on the importance of green and nature in our mental health. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Welcome.
And I express my gratitude to our CEO, Dr. R. Manikyam, for encouraging us to conduct this event. And I extend my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. R. Muralidharan, for his support and encouragement. And I must mention Dr. G. Sajit Kumar, Head of the Department of Psychology, and Dr. P. Srinivasan, Head of the Department of Microbiology, for their prompt guidance and support. Thank you, sir. I also wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to all my fellow colleagues for coordinating this event in an excellent manner. And a big thank you to all the participants for their support and cooperation throughout this event. And once again, thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, sir, as rightly mentioned. Thank you so much for accepting our request and getting on to the virtual platform for presenting amongst your busy schedule.
Pleasure, sir.
I hope the students and participants would have received your ideas well. Anyway, we'll get in touch with you, sir, in future. Once the lockdowns are getting over, myself and Sajid sir would be contacting you for future correspondence. We'll be having physical activities with our institution, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So once I'd like to thank both the HODs of the Department of Microbiology and Psychology who has given me this wonderful opportunity, Dr. Srinivasan and Dr. Sivakumar. And I'd like to thank the principal and the manager who has given me the opportunity to share some of my views. Once I'd like to thank each and everyone on virtual platform, the participants and other faculty members also. Thank you. Have a nice day. Be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Shall I leave the meeting, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Participants posted the feedback link on the chat box. Kindly do the feedback form and submit it to receive your certificate. Thank you for participating. Have a nice day. Stay safe and stay healthy.